Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2, our first set of the day for the Paladins Founders Tournament. $100,000 is on the line, and Torpedo Gaming is facing off against District 69. Now, District 69 was the second seed coming into this, and the first seed was Torpedo Gaming. But in game 1, we already saw that District 69 took the match, not 9-7, not 9-5, 9-0. We didn't see a single score from TPG in that match.
We didn't see a single defense, and that's what shocks me more than anything else. In all previous games, we've seen, at least a good defense, a good hold coming through. But no, District 69 they just roll Torpedo aside. They just don't care. They come out with unparalleled aggression, and Torpedo need to definitely adapt something going into this next game to, well, change something up to adapt to all of that.
Now, we've seen this a million times before. The second seed team comes in, and they just surprise you with aggression. They just go on full front, ignore all defense, pure offense, and try to put them on the back foot. And this works great, especially coming out in the first match, because it sets the tempo for the rest of the set. Now, it is a best of 5. So we're going into Temple Ruins here. This is a little bit more open of a map, so there's more space for Torpedo to set up. It looks like in the first match, they're really trying to get that front, right? They want to get that front line set up. They want to sit back and get the picks and play methodically. But D69 was like, no, we're going to break that apart. Now, the one thing that was interesting to me, Vox, was the Sky pick. It didn't work last match.
No, it didn't work last match. It was countered. I kept on seeing Sky run straight into Fernando, and that's a close range matchup, which you are not going to win as Sky. So need to play around that a lot more. Maybe look for the edge picks. But Fernando at the same time was just stuck there waiting for Sky to pop up. So great defensive play coming out from District 69. And they might go for Sky again on this map. I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen District 69 favor Canessa, the sniper of this game, favored pretty heavily coming onto Temple Ruins. There's a lot more long line of sights. And Sky works very well to counter them, to really assassinate her and take her out. So, I don't know. What do you think? We
know Bugsy likes Canessa. We know there's a lot of good Canessa plays out here. That sniper rifle range, especially on Temple Ruins. We know Temple Ruins, like I said, is a bit bigger, a little bit more open, has longer line of sights than Glacier Keep, the map we just played. And so there's going to be more opportunities for Canessa to set up from afar and get some, especially on defense, right? You can stand on top of the base, wait for them to come to you, and they just keep dying in droves.
So Canessa on attack and defense on those payload pushes, very, very formidable, but a little bit less useful around those capture point plays. She's a bit of a double-edged sword in that respect. You get caught out quite easily because you have to run away from that high ground, only reached by either if you can fly up to the flanking spots in the bases, or you have to run all the way through the enemies, which even Sky being hidden has a hard time doing, as she is revealed to enemies if she gets close enough to them. So we'll see how it goes in that respect.
Yeah, of course, if you see Sky get close, or her weapon will change color. It starts out as a nice blue color. When you get too close to an enemy, it will show that you are revealed to them by turning red. And so if you're watching the Sky player, be wary of that. On the screen, you're going to see the players getting ready to go. Looks like we're hopping into match here. This is game number 2 in a best of 5 semifinal set. Torpedo Gaming against D69. We got some interesting picks here.
We certainly do. We're seeing the run back, exactly as you said. If it ain't broken, don't fix on the side of D69. But on the other side, Torpedo Gaming now in the red trunks. We're running Sky once again. We're running Ruckus once again. We've got a Canessa pickup. That's going to be Lazy running Canessa.
This is very fascinating. Now look at it again, and this is something that I expected from D69 going into this match. Like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So D69's running the same lineup, but they're running Sky and Canessa here with a Cassie. They don't really have a strong front line. It's just Barrack, and if he falls, they're caught out.
And look at this, all the damage coming through. The Princess brought very low, but also check out the damage right now onto the Androxus on the side. District 69 wiped out there. That's Torpedo eliminated. Now you see Fernando in the backline looking to do some harassment and damage, but actually Sky's starting to take him out. So much pressure, so much poke coming in there.
Sky mad. Sky's so mad.
Does not want to be shut down by Fernando once again. Lazy did fall there very early. You can see his typical twitchy play coming through, always on the move, always looking out. Lazy being the primary shot caller for the side of Torpedo. But if he gets taken out, they certainly do have replacements.
This is a great strategy. So actually what they did there is they knew they were going to go for Canessa. Now, generally when you have a Canessa on your team, you're going to try and protect her, trying to hold her down. They said, okay, Lazy, be bait. Just sit in the back and die. And they did that. They got Lazy, but they lost 4 players for it. It was not worth it. And now on the capture point, it looks like TPG is getting closer and closer, 70% on that capture progress. Here comes District 69 coming back on the point. Fernando's already standing on it. It looks like Lazy's up on top looking for the snipe, but he's in danger.
He is in a lot of trouble. Health pool getting very, very low there. You can see that on screen. Troy goes inside District 69. Is not available though, so you can't get those big expectorate explosions looking to knock him down. Damage coming down to the point. Torpedo setting up nicely, looking to hold this one. Points are ticking up higher and higher. Nobody available on the side of District 69.
96, 99. Oh, the contest. Fernando's on the point, trying to hold it down. Looks like Sky's looking for the flank, but it might be too late here. Wait for Samus and Fernando's dropping low. There goes the kill. She's got the ultimate. Here comes the time bomb right on top of the point, forcing them to scatter here. Damage comes out from Barrick, and they get the capture point in the last second.
Excellent play right there, and you can see Torpedo looking to keep that momentum up, looking to keep those kills staggered and rotating there right as well. Sheepa in a lot of trouble. Actually picked up by Lazy. The shot from middle distance right there takes him out, and now the payload's going to be starting to be pushed through towards the base of District 69, and this is a completely different Torpedo to the one we saw last game. I love it, right? They've adapted.
2 minutes in, left to push the payload card here. Looks like Torpedo's going to try and get it closer. District 69 setting up for the defense. They don't really have as strong a defense as TPG would if they were set up in their base here. Nice turret placement, but it's going to get picked off here by Spunky on Sky. It's going to round the corner, and here comes the first big engagement as they cross the threshold.
Now, you argue that their defense isn't quite as strong, but the most important thing about Torpedo right now is that their push is surprisingly weak. You got Knessler, who's good for taking players out at range, but you got no front line. You've only got Barrick with that barricade to start pushing through, so you rely on poke. And now with the respawn proximity being so close to you, of course, we're looking up towards the base of District 69 right there. When they do respawn, they're so much closer to the point that they have to defend that they're going to have to continually chip them down to make any headway. I wouldn't be surprised if D69 pull off an excellent defense, but it's going to come down to the ultimates.
Exafire came out there. Speaking of ultimates, Ruckus not able to get a pick there, going down to Barrick. Nice defense. They're pushing out further and further here. The Kness ultimate actually should be ready as well, and the Barrick ultimate is on point for Ted Princess. He's skating his way out the rocket boost. The damage is coming out from Pip. It was a great pickup from Fernando to flank around and get the Sky. Sky goes down again, actually. Cassie just respawning. Torpedo pretty far away from the push. They're going to hold back and wait for the teammates to show up.
Exactly. They don't want to be heading in one by one, doing the what we like to call the stereotypical EU Congo, where players will just rush the objective, trying to take it into overtime one by one after the other. They're going to group up. They're going to go all in together. And, well, the defense is holding strong. You can see Fernando through the distance on the side of District 69, just sitting there on the payload right now. Not going to budge, has that shield whilst mounted up to keep him safe, has the shield that he can pop up once he's down on the ground to keep him safe. Was that toxic time bomb we just saw go off? It may well have been as Spunky picks up Herdo, but Bugsy answers back with a kill into Spunky, and Elven Path wipes out the Princess as well.
Mega turret coming down. There goes the drop on Custom 3. 20 seconds left. They are on thin ice here. Backing away is Lazy, but here comes Elven Path on Fernando. Now, this Fernando pressure on the Knessa in the Sky has been paramount for them. They're able to get that flank and actually just force Sky off her objective, which is getting the squishy targets. It's a great strategy.
And it's really being played up well by the side of District 69. You can't really forget the fact that whilst Fernando is great at sort of defending against this guy, it doesn't work if Fernando is off alone and isolated in the backline, acting as a disruptor, as we've often seen. So we're seeing Fernando a bit more of a defensive role here, which I like, but also even if it is a more offensive role, we're seeing sort of the players from District 69 that normally hang back well out of the line of sight of the enemies group up with them, all push in as a group together, and Torpedo, whilst they did win that initial capture point, unsuccessful on the payload push.
Now looking at the scoreboard and match, the players are getting ready to go. They're buying their burn cards right now. And of course, burn cards are round-based items you can purchase just for that one round that will give you some kind of benefit. The colors represent their category. We have defense, we have attack, we have healing, and of course, we have the final one,
which is utility.
That's right.
And one card we can see on the bottom right-hand side of the screen right there, that yellow card on Podo is Morale Boost. That increases the rate that your ultimate charges when you deal damage by 40%. So that Accursed Arm ultimate, which we mentioned earlier, you go up into the air, you're able to fly around, you deal 4 explosive shots of high damage. That's going to be available all the more often, and that could have a devastating impact on Torpedo right now.
Here comes the Reflect from Androxus trying to stay safe, being forced out of the fight by the Cassie. You see actually some names coming out, but Androxus is just shredding her with that revolver. Here comes the shield from Barrick, trying to set up near the capture point here. Damage down onto Elven Path, forcing him back here. Looks like Barrick's trying to come in, but actually doesn't have his shield just ready. Lazy looking for the pick, and some damage on Androxus, forcing him out of the fight, and looks like Torpedo, again, playing it safe.
They're playing it very safe, but they didn't do earlier, which is why we saw Cassie get eliminated right at the start of that fight, going a little bit too aggressive without the rest of their team around. And as a result, District 69 able to make a little bit more headway. Androxus still with that ultimate available, has to deal with the turret before he can do anything else. Spotted out by Lazy, going to be hit by a snipe there. There's a mine as well. Look at that mine placement right around the corner. And of course, Lazy lightly running a card in the deck, which reveals all enemies actually struck by that mine.
Here comes Drogos, look for the punch. He's not going to find it. Doesn't look like he gets forced up in the air. Over the wall he goes. Damage coming down. Actually looks like they're going for the point, but a little bit too late here, Vox. Some damage being forced back. Looks like they're starting pushing the payload port, but at this point, TPG is on the retreat.
Right. They have to back off. They have to get away from it. District 69, of course, now leading 3 points to the slight advantage here. They will go up to 5 if they get this successful payload push. And with the tanky Fernando on their side, as well as the barricade, they're going to have an easier time than Torpedo. Now, Torpedo, it's all going to come down to the Kinessa play for me. Whether that Kinessa can make enough of a ranged impact to slow down this advance, or they can stall them out in this main primary choke point in front of the base.
We have Evil Mojo ready for Pip here. Sheepa looking to turn some people into chicks. This is a full polymorph. You cannot move or act. You can act, you can't move using your abilities or shoot. And so you're kind of stuck out there. Nice pickup from Spunky. Theo, again, there's another kill. Double kill for Cassie. Now, I'm really excited to see this because Theo so far hasn't been a factor in the last match. Starting up in this match has been really tough getting off the ground, but looks like he's finding his momentum.
Arguably, actually, maybe a contributing factor to why they lost that last catch point. Dodge rolling in too deep, chasing a kill onto Androxus, which really wasn't necessary. Now, the dodge roll does grant you immunity frames whilst you're in there, so he did avoid some of that reflect damage. But we're going to see how well that pays off coming into the next capture point. The disengage, Cassie's right-click, that alternate fire may be useful for getting Fernando away from the payload right now, as it will shoot them off into the air. And you see the damage coming down onto Jera.
Shields up for Barrick. They're setting up for the payload. On top of the wall is going to be Purdy here. Going to force it back. Ruckus going in for the kill, jumping off the wall. He does have the portal there if he needs to get back up. Sky Bomb coming down. A lot of damage. Hexafire's on the ground, but he's dropping low on health. Behind him is Androxus. He dashes through the Hexafire, gets him in the back, and takes him out. Purdo will go down to Tep Princess. They're getting closer and closer to the push here, but the defense is holding.
It is indeed Mega Turret available for the Princess right there. Going to be able to place that down, maybe in a pinch. Hopefully not on 2 health, as that Mega Turret ultimate does disappear once Barrack dies. But useful for a lot of space control. 30 seconds left on this push. Need a regroup coming out from District 69. But Torpedo with that Kinessa, they're doing a good job at chipping them down before they get close enough to the payload to really make any headway.
Nice defense coming out from Tep Princess. They're putting their turrets in great spots. Usually around a corner, not in the main line of fire, making sure that it's really just more covering the flanks. Tep Princess up on the wall. Nice play there. Didn't go through the Sally port to try and get to the base. He wants to be in a safe spot. Theo look for the shot. Here comes Drogoz. Not going to find anyone. They're pushing in. It's actually going to be a 3 versus 5 here. Lazy on top, but he's being pressured by Androxus. The damage coming out. Dropping down is Ruckus. Not going to find it. Overtime is triggered. And here comes Spunky sitting up, stopping the payload progress. He's dropping low. It is going to be a last-ditch effort, but they're holding on.
Oh, the respawn came through, but look at that. Actually blasted away as the Princess polymorphed in midair. Shot down and shut down completely. No Mega Turret going to be available for you, but will be retained for the next capture point coming up. Now, Torpedo, they started off great. They took a bit of a loss there. They will have that Mega Turret ultimate available for the next capture point. Could turn the tide in their favor. How does D69 start to play around that?
I don't think they have to. Again, I think they're holding it tight, and I think really they have to keep playing the same game they're playing. It seems to be working. Obviously, Torpedo is adjusting on the fly, but the one thing is that put pressure on that Kinessa, put pressure on that Sky, use the Fernando to the best bet, but don't over-pressure. It's happening on both teams. We're seeing them kind of go a little bit too far, get picked off, and that sets the momentum in the wrong way.
Exactly. So the next point has spawned on Sunken City. You can see it on the left-hand side of your minimap. Bugsy, once again, on this, Drogo is going to be going up into the air very shortly, looking for the Expectorate explosion around the corner, but does manage to hit somebody and knock them away. That's going to be a little bit of poke in the favor of District 69. Round the back, a couple of members of Torpedo looking for the flank, but they have been spotted out. This could go either way right now. The turret is down. Oh, Salvo hits onto a few members of Torpedo, chipping them all down. They're going to have to start to retreat here.
Barrick Shield's going to take some damage. That was really just more of a transitionary shield. Dragon Punch is ready to go, and really the best way to use Dragon Punch is going to be up against Barrick through the shield. He's going up in the air. He's going to try and turn around and see what Bug's going to do with this.
Oh, he's
looking for Lazy. Oh, he actually gets caught a little bit there. Unable to get the kill. Lazy will be jumping off the wall. Damage coming out. Spunky will fall. Custom 3 will fall. Lazy will fall. Bugsy will fall on the side of D69. But it looks like Torpedo is on the retreat.
Actually, Sheepa here on the side of District 69 in a lot of trouble, going to be forced out here if Cassie lands the shots, but dodging around the corner, has that healing potion available, going to heal up a little bit. In trouble with Barrack now, caught between 3, shut down by the Princess. At that point, you're just buying time for your team, right? Your team is getting a bit of a capture point advantage, and if you can maybe hold out the enemy for a few more seconds, that might spell the difference between a win and a loss. But look at this, the Curse Dome on the backside, hits 2 shots. That's a lot of damage coming through. Doesn't pick up the kill, and Torpedo might have a chance to go for the retake.
From behind, looking for the Defiance, I imagine. Damage coming out here, looking for Cassie, gonna find her. The Hexafire will force him out. 84%, 1 shot coming out there from Lazy. Will drop Purdo in the back, and the damage comes back, and looks like Torpedo is back on progress on the capture point. 84%. Torpedo's holding it right now, but they're going to wait for the next wave of District 69.
All it's going to take is the regroup from D69 to force them off. They had that Fernando. They're able to stand on the capture point and really contest it for a lot longer, especially with Fernando's ultimate going to be available. That, of course, called Immortal, prevents all teammates who are close by once it's popped, falling below 1500 health. Look at the damage coming through. Special delivery is popped there, but no polymorphs active. There's a Ruckus caught in a dangerous situation and wiped out is Sheepa. Torpedo looking to hold this battery. District 69, there's the Immortal Ultimate popped by Fernando. They're looking to hold this one. They need somebody back on the point. They need this contest going through, and District 69 look to take this one.
Wow, looks like the ultimate from Drogoz was not enough. He hit it right when the Fernando ultimate was still up. Great clear here, and it looks like D69 is going to capture the point the last second. That was 94 to 91%. They waited until the last second. They got Pip in there, used the barrack to hold the point. Fernando ultimate was perfect, and it looks like it was just off the timing on that Drogoz ultimate. Could not get the kill while he's immune.
Exactly, and then Perdo right at the end pops the accursed arm, forces out any last defenders. He can't really contest that, and down the backside, one more shot will do it. Custom wiped out. Perdo gets away, does go immediately into the reversal, able to reflect any damage coming back to him, keep himself safe, gonna heal up with that little bit of a payload card aura there as well.
Now remember, folks, if they get this push, it's game number 2. They're 7-2. It's 2 points if you push it all the way. Now, again, if they fail the push, then they will be 3-7 in favor of District 69 still. There goes the ultimate. It's going to trigger, looks like. And Dark's dropping low from that poison bomb. He's going to pick up Spunky, going to pick up that health nugget to give himself back up to healthy number. The Pale Party is now approaching the front gate. Can Torpedo hold this?
Based off their previous defenses, I don't think they can. I mean, look at the damage that's coming out. Nobody's shutting down this Androxus. Nobody knows of a way to deal with them. And of course, this is the first time that players on we're experiencing a Paladins land. Certain champions will be a little bit different. And I think Androxus is one of those ones that's really starting to excel as we go into a very, very low ping situation.
Now being forced out. Elven Path is going to hold back, regenerate a little bit as he exits combat. Now, what I'm looking for here specifically from Torpedo Gaming is, you know, I'm wondering why they're not running a Drogoz, right? Because that's the easiest way to stop Fernando. You go through his shield, you use the Dragon Punch. For those of you who don't know, Dragon Punch will fly forward. If it connects with a target, it will instantly kill them no matter what health they are.
So there's one very, very important reason why they're not running Drogoz. Drogoz is a champion that does have that thrust available, is able to go up in the air and jet back around a little bit, but in the air, you're very vulnerable to Androxus, who arguably is the king of the skies, and you can see that Androxus in the air shuts down Spunky. That's a kill for Perdo. Elven Path picking up another kill on the backside, going to be pushing this payload further and further forwards, but with no Androxus on the side of Torpedo to protect Drogoz, I mean, they're a free kill.
On the capture, oh, they didn't stand on it in time. Now, of course, we want Knessa to sit back. We want that long-range defense, but again, you need to be touching the payload card to stop it from moving forward, and if you're not, you're gonna lose that point there. So match number 2 goes to District 69. It's a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. If they take game number 3, that's it for Torpedo.
That's a complete shutout, and that's not what we were expecting from the first seed coming into this. Now, we saw this reversal in the qualifiers. It was game 3 where everything changed, but I mean, Torpedo, they're going to have to do something different with their picks, I feel. This guy, whilst it's been quite effective, they just don't have the same tank